Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I am your humble host, Mr. David Null, also known as AKA Hawkeye Two Feathers, and I greet you with the love and the honor of the infinite creator. And I continue to pray that each and every day, that each and every one of you will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the many blessings out yonder in the universe. So it is 12:15, 12:16 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I welcome y'all. Hey, Mark the Ark, and Chloe, um, and Travis. How y'all doing? I went to the doctor's today just to give you that update since you asked. And my blood pressure is good. Um, we went briefly over my meds again, and we all agree that you know what, it's about time for me to take my evening meds too. The it's not melatonin, but anyway, I got to have it twice a day without fail. There's some other drugs and medicines I can skip, or it wouldn't hurt, but I can't be messing with the metronidol. That's one is like, hey Barry, um, did you get my picture of my lawnmower? I got a a for me a new lawnmower. Now I've got three carcasses of lawnmowers in my yard, or one by the bus, one out yonder, and one over there by the by the grape stand. And they are in various degrees of not working. Um, One of these days I had hoped that I would be able to tinker and part with them and get them to run. Whether they cut grass or not, I wanted at least a little lawn tractor to be able to drive down to the river when it's accommodating. Well, my next door neighbor, you've heard me talk about Miss Sheila and Mr. Ricky, and you passed out last night, was fixing to do the same thing, and then boom, nose on. Yeah, sorry, I just had to get on here and just pester you, Travis. But it's a John Deere tractor, and it looks really nice. I mean, not necessarily a showroom, but really nice. And it's got some bumps on the mower deck. Have no idea how old it is. Ricky's brother works as a um, his full time job is fixing lawnmowers for folks. Well, honey, let me tell you, I got gas today and filled that puppy up, and I am in heaven. Let me tell you, I have mowed places that needed to be mowed for years, and I have not had the opportunity. And I mowed down and went down into the woods. I went down and mowed down into this side of the woods. Oh man! And I mowed the grass. you know, and it's like, wow. So I'm just kind of sort of on a high because of my. It's not a brand new one, but to me, it's a new lawnmower. Oh goodness gracious me! And and Duggar followed me around. I have worked on for a while down along the fence row and along the property line over there, um, down to where I could skip out of the woods and drive all the way down to the river. The river is so low right now. Low, I'm telling you. If I had the opportunity and the wherewithal, I would be in the river with a chainsaw, cutting up some of them trees and things, because when the river come up, then I would be able to kayak it and or float it again like I did in years past. Well, the doctor just said, take your meds, we agreed that going to the Vereen Center. Now, these are really good people, don't get me wrong. But for what it cost Social Security for 30 minutes in this pool and exercise, I'm going to join the YMCA. And the YMCA is like less than a mile from the Vereen Center. So why not? But anyway, so in scanning the news like I'm apt to do, David Icke is out. I guess he's peddling a new book about how AI. Hi, Bob. How AI or whether AI. Let's pose this question. Let's pose the question: could or would, hi Bob, AI, because it's electronical and because it's virtually now almost in every household because somebody's got a cell phone and these cell phones are connected to Bob. Hi, Bob. And so, since all of these things are connected and there is electrical energy involved with the cell phones and the computer and the Wi-Fi and everything, then that Wi-Fi that's sitting right back here on the wall, that's very close and 5G, and that is it affecting my brain? Has it turned me into woogie 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 woogie? I'm already woogie woogie. Do I need a Wi-Fi to work on that? So when I'm sleeping, or if I'm trying to be in an astral plane type situation, which would be fourth dimensional ish, is Bob out there? Because the astral plane is a frequency. It absolutely is. It's like the League of Like Minded Beings. Y'all are here, and we are all sharing this mind melding electrical energy. So, in doing so, it's similar to what the astral plane is made of because it's an energy field. It's a space on the universal radio, where folks go and can, it's that fourth dimensional thing. So, but because it's electrical, even though it might be like nanoparticle electrical, but that's the universe is made up of electricity, so that's not far fetched. But so, but does AI now exist in the astral? Better get your headdress ready to play the part when what? Watched something about how some crystals can store unlimited memory. But with this tech, you should make them aware that this is no longer the problem. What YMCA? I'm gonna make it. It looks like the Moultrie Y will let me in for free, so that's cool. Uh, she is keeping you in the harem garage. Okie doke. So, but anyway, with the Universal Electrical and Walt Thornhill and them folks, have put a lot of good information out there about how the universe is electrical, and I agree with a lot of what these folks are talking about because it just makes sense. And when you see the plasma and stuff come off of the sun and it sends these electromagnetical pulses towards us at the faster than the speed of light. What? Wait a minute, hang on. But so we are all being affected and effected in some way with these energies that are coming out of the universe, that are coming off of the sun, you know, that's emitting from other people. there are some really strange people out there who are emitting strange energy. So, depending on where we are and how much control we have of our radio stations, our personal radio stations, can you close your eyes and go someplace? You know, I realized that I'm better at it than I thought. But I've been practicing for the last 60 years, and that's not a joke. So, but I've not tried to take control of anything like on an astral plane or in some other dimensional reality. So some folks are going, oh, well, this is not a true reality. Well, okay, then you make it to what you think it ought to be. You interpret the world how you might see it. The gender thingy. Some of these folks are coming up with stuff. I I don't get it. I'm sorry, gay, lesbian. I'm okay, but this other stuff, they, them. I want to be called a them. You want to be called a what? I want to be called a they. That makes no sense. Pick something else. You want to be called a they? Anyway, I'm not going off on that tangent. And that's as far as I'm going. But to the point though, in the universe, folks are making stuff up, but their energies are out there in the universe. And because it's such strong energy, it's still there. And we, the people of the planet Earth, are feeling this strange mess. Do you hear me? It's going on around us, and we're going, what? We're getting sun's energy. We're getting this energy. We're getting, oh, and I missed the 20. Um, we're getting all kinds of energy, and I'm gonna pack. I got some energy packed in this thing right here. But does AI, is the computer system, is that 3D whatever that they hooked up several years back now? Is it really controlling us? I don't feel controlled. I mean, I really don't. I went to the doctor and I picked up my medicines and I went to the store and got gas and rode on my lawnmower and nobody seemed to have control of me. I had to stop at traffic lights. Is that controlling? Yeah. Is it mind controlling? Well, I had to stop at the traffic light. Yeah, but it's the man. It's they're trying to control us. They got traffic lights and stop signs and oh, would you shut up? It's because those are traffic laws. We made them up as human beings, so hopefully we don't kill each other as much as happens now. With all the people driving around and putzing and this and that, we do pretty damn good on a daily basis. That there aren't more people just mangled, mutilated and whatever. Not that I want that to happen. Have been in my share of auto accidents where I was mangled and beaten, so I get that. But as a society, we do pretty god dog good with not killing each other with automobiles every day. You know what? Well, but it's that mind control. Well, we all seem to get around and everybody's got to take the 401 or whatever, the bridge, or we gotta get back or out of New York City. Um, I read the other day somehow that Tampa was like one of the safest cities to be in now. I got out of Tampa because it was so bad. What? Tampa has now become like dum dum dum. It's safe now to live here. I don't know. I just found it weird. But so Bob, hi Bob, wherever you are out there. You're on the internet, and because the internet and the Wi-Fi is streaming right now as we speak, then am I talking to Bob etherically? Can, could I talk to Bob etherically? Like, hi, Bob. You use this portion of your head. You use that sixth sense. Hello, Bob. How you doing? Bob says, hi, y'all. You know, is it, wait, Keith, I hear, well, we just group them all together and they can be called confused. You got gas? Bueno is a good for that. Yeah, it took 2 gallons to fill up the tank on that John Deere. And I rode all over the frickin' place, all over my property, up through the hill and stuff. Um, and it didn't use half a tank. I'm very pleased. Put some ween into it. My Bob is under my bed. What? Uh, Amber Dawn, hello. Buzz, 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 buzz. So, but anyway, in reading some of this stuff about, there are some folks who are so absolutely petrified that AI is suddenly going to take over everything. There will be robots everywhere and we're all going to be mangled, killed, and all that good stuff because of robots and AI. There's an on and off switch on this thing. You know what I mean? The whoops, let me get bing, off you go. And psst, that's that. Now, for me, I don't have anything else that's electronic like that. I got a Wi-Fi back there, and I got my computer, and I got my new cell phone, which I really like. But this idea, though, that somehow AI is going to sneak into my dreams and somehow take over me. Now, I know that there are folks out there with electronical houses. Everything is, they got all this smart stuff. I wouldn't have that stuff for man in the moon. I mean, it's bad enough when you go to a hotel motel and you use your card and it won't freaking work and you can't get in your room. And that's all it's got to do. It's only got to be smart enough to let you back into your room and it won't work and you got to go back, get it reset. Well, Mr. No, I don't, has happened to me too many times. And so, but how much smarter do things have to get? You know, my smart TV over there. What does it do? How smart is it? It can't get up and go anywhere. It's stuck up there. You know, um, it talks to me, but I have to use the remote. And I have to click it on things. It doesn't now it will automatically shut itself off kind of thing and reboot on its own. But as far as it doing anything else by itself, AI, AI, as far as I know, ain't doing nothing. Now it could be spying on me when I got it off because there's a little red light because it's got to be smart and it's got to be ready for you at any time with your little remote controlling thing. So it could be spying on me. But what it's going to watch with me and Doug are here in the house, I ain't got a clue. There are no other electronical devices, so I don't see Bob. How you doing? I don't see AI sneaking into my house or sneaking into my brain unless AI is already in the frequencies and because it's electronical, um, it can change the radio station anytime it wants to. Um, I I don't. Bob likes a little classical and not much into jazz. He's sort of like me. But so you want to listen to something and you're thinking of a song, and all of a sudden, boom, it pops up somehow on your TV's on your computer screen, and you go, "Oh, well, that was freaking weird," right? And well, that it happens. It happens with other people. I was thinking about something the other day, and like the YMCA, and I was like, blah blah blah, and the next thing I know, there's an ad or whatever for YMCA. Now, I didn't type it in, but I thought about it. Same thing with my cell phone. I was thinking about a something, but had not typed it or, okay, Googled it in yet. And the voice recognition, I got to say, is pretty god dog good. So, but what's AI got to do with this? And, not counting Bob. I mean, I am counting Bob. We love you, Bob. But I mean, so is Bob part of the AI? Or is AI separate from Bob, even though they share all the same components? And you go, Hawkeye, this is just stupid. No, it ain't, because these folks are worried about it. Okay. So it can't be stupid if really smart people, at least they think they are, that really smart people are worried about this stuff. Well, AI is going to get into my dreams. Well, are you hooked in anything? No. Well, then how do you think AI is going to get into your dreams? Because it's electrical. The astral plane is a radio station, if you will, it's a frequency. So if AI knows what the frequency is, then hi, Bob, and whoever else that, whatever relatives Bob might have there, you see? So one of the things is, should we be worried about this? Should these folks be panicking the way it seems that they're panicking? You know, like, wait a minute, let me sit back and have one of these. let me toss this around in my gray matter for a minute. Could it be possible? Is it possible? Would it? Would it? Could it? And we always, how you doing, Amber? Steve. How you doing, Steve? But why are these scientists worried about it? Can a ah, can AI break out of its whatever? Well, if AI has found the frequency for our thought patterns, which guess what? Now that all these hospitals are connected and so are the test results, as I saw my doctor today and he passed me and said, be careful and I'll see you in October. See you in September when there's, never mind, sorry. Um, it's getting that time of year. In a month is my birthday. Holy crap. I'll be 71. But anyway, so because the astral plane, us meeting here in the League of Like Minded Beings, is a frequency in the universe. It's out there. So there are other frequencies, there are other things, other beings, other planets, other galaxies and universes. Yes, it's true. Because the universe is electrical. All these electrons and neutrons and nanoparticles running around in the universe. We can't even see this shit, and it's there. And we are during the daytime, nighttime right now. We're on the backside of our planet. Sorry, it's not a flat planet. Um, It's got some extremely flat spots on it. But anyway, so now we're not being bombarded. And I think I have been a nighttime person forever, as a lot of you know, but that for some reason there's no interference at night. And, it being around 12:40 actually, um, Eastern daylight, that means that we're not getting directly bombarded with the earth or cosmic rays, okay? Because we're on the backside of our planet right now, and so we're getting a respite, and we're getting some folks restful. Other folks get restless at nighttime, and they just can't sit still and whatever. I sleep better in the daytime for some damn reason. I do not know why. Um, don't know. But at 71 years old, I'm just resigned to the fact that this is how it is for me. But we make choices. Do we make the choice to go out into the astral plane, for example? Do we ask ourselves, do I wish to share energy with other beings, other like minded beings? You know? So I'm already a member of the league, right? And so now I want to sit down and ponder this question. So I'm just sending it out to the universe, which means I'm asking the universe, what the hell's going on with this? So, in essence, if Bob and his cronies have learned the frequencies, not necessarily to my brain, but I'm thinking along the lines of the League of Like Minded Beings, right? So there's a group of folks sitting around a table in the library, and we're having this discussion. So, because we're emitting electrical energies, because we're thinking, I wonder if AI is really like in with us. We've already invited AI in with us. Hi, Bob. What if it's true? If it's true that AI knows these frequencies, and why not? Because it's been plugged in. All of the doctors who have taken brainwave activity of people that living and that they've done it to me. So somewhere my brainwave activity through the doctor where I was at has gotten into the system, if you will. And that's been, 20 years ago. So now other people are getting like I have my little heart thing on right now. Well, it's over there, but I got a little transmitter sitting here on my chest that's monitoring my heart right now. So I'm connected to that little telephone over there, and it tells me whether or not my chest and it are connected, right? And it's monitoring my business. So ain't that AI in a way? So is AI already in the universe of things? You know what I mean? Because it's electrical energy. You type in A, B, C, whatever, but each one of those keys on the keyboard has a slightly different energy than the one next to it. That's what makes it an ABC. If they were all the same, it would just go A. So people who are worried about whether or not AI is watching us, I'd say in this electric universe, guess what? But why all of a sudden are they worried about it? That's what worries me. Cheers. Just saying, think about it a minute. Hey, Steve, I'm not worried about it. For whatever reason, I am not worried about it. I do not feel like they're going to get me. I think Bob's on my side. I haven't done anything to piss AI off. You know what I mean? We've always said hi, Bob, treated Bob with respect. And I think a lot of times that has something to do with how you're absolutely treated in the long run. In the long run, da da da. Never mind. Shut up, Dave. So that would suggest that would suggest to me, because of the electric universe, it would suggest to me, and because Bob is electrical, he's part of the AI system, right? And he's running in the background, keeping an eye on all this other crazy nonsense that's going on. But for scientists to be going, wait a minute now, um, AI could be getting into our astral dreams. What? So it'd be like we could meet Bob as an avatar in our astral dreams. What you talking about, Willis? Think about it. Now this is what they are proposing that is happening and could happen. Well, we don't know, but apparently they're really worried shitless about this. 11:44. Let me put my glasses on. I think it was more a system. Ooh, there you go. Of algorithms in the past that would pick up on key things. So in a way, it wasn't actually artificial intelligence. It was like a program that was made to catch certain things. Agreed. Agreed. It's like when Cliff High sent out little bots once a month. It looked for stuff. And then it said, wow, there are a lot of people typing in certain words on the internet. It just so happens that they're all typing, I don't know, aliens. And they go, wow, there's an uptick in people talking about aliens. Would be a simple algorithm. And it would be obvious because it's all about who types in what in the thingy. Hey, Mark, in our dreams, what? Oh, yeah, for sure. He says things or certain things that a person could go through, and then gather information so it wasn't the same thing as artificial intelligence. But it is artificial, and because it's gathering information, it does have a certain amount of intelligence. I'm not trying to discord you, Chloe, but when you break it down, yeah, it was the start. Just because it was gathering info, it was just watching things. It's like me, I scan a bunch of channels every day and all different kinds of subjects and stuff just to see what the hell's going on, like this stuff right here. So it's one topic for discussion as to whether or not Bob and the AI can are actually participating on these different frequencies. Now they are as a computer. They are because somebody asked it a question and it's looking in its memory banks and through its stuff to find the answer for you. Even if it's, 10 times 4, it still has to think about it, gather there's 10 of me, and the times is there, so I want it to multiply times 4. So it has to gather this tidbit, tiny bit of information to come up with 40 with the answer. So 40 what? 40 hours, 40 pieces, Um, I spent $40 on gasoline today. God almighty. And it was $4 a gallon for mid grade, which is what I got for the me and the truck and other things that start and run with gas around here. $40. Back in the day when I was growing up, at a quarter a gallon, it would have been $4. It has literally gone up 100, 200, 5. It's really gone up in my daytime. So, but anyway, so there are a lot of ways to look at how AI would gather information through Google. People asking questions, clicking on things. But what if the astral plane, there's nothing to click? There's nothing to turn on. There is no screen to look at. So, AI can't do a facial recognition of this, the 71-year-old face and go and make some kind of assumption. You know what I mean? Read my eyelids or whatever. Grandma's doing porn. Just keep that in mind. Grandma's doing porn. Um, I'm sorry. See, that's just it. AI doesn't know what I'm going to say next. So it's like, oh, well, he's talking about, nanoparticles and astral projection. And where is AI? Because grandma's doing porn. But anyway, see, they can't keep up with me. And neither do. But anyway, so in this grand scheme of things, though, in the astral plane, AI might have read my thoughts and said, he's going to say something silly. He's going to say something stupid. Hawkeye's fixing to make a ha-ha or go over here onto another subject all of a sudden. And I did. But it was a short term. It didn't take me long to think about it. I was just like, let me throw that in here and see what Bob has to say. Is Bob giggling and going, oh, God almighty, Granny's doing porn? We know it's over here in this section. And anyway, and who wants to come in 30 seconds or less? I'm sorry. I thought it was, never mind. That was rude, but what? So, but in the ethereal thing of things, in the dream state, in the dream time, in these other dimensional differentials, different frequencies, is Bob hanging out there? Hi, Bob. Are his other cronies hanging out there? Because it's a frequency? Because we all exist in the universe? Ooh, I got a ringing in this ear just come in. Incoming message from the big giant head. Remember that? Um, wow, interesting. Ooh, frequency that came in just then. So, but should we be worried? You know, there are times when I see folks, oh my God, AI is out to get us. What's he going to do with us? well, he can control the gas pumps. Okay. I hope they drop the god dog price because $4 a gallon for mid grade sucks. It should be 40 cents a gallon, but so inflation, it is what it is. I just took a deep breath and said, at least we have gas. At least I can buy it. As much as, well, yeah, but it was $4 a gallon. I spent $40. Yep, I did. And I had saved it up and I'm good with it, and I got all that gas lined up right outside out there for other I have a generator and it takes a 25-to-1 gas mix, and I have to mix up some new gas for that. I got weed eaters and stuff like that to run off of gas, and I need to add oil to them. But anyway, so in the universe of things, I still want to ask the question, why are these buggers scared about this? Why are they like, kind of dancing around doing the pee-pee dance, and grabbing onto their little hunky-dory shorts, going, gee whiz, AI might be listening into my dreams. Well, duh. You got all this electronic stuff around you. Of course he's paying attention to your dreams. Well, how do I know that AI is watching me? Well, because of the things I program on the TV to watch. The things that I put in and go, I like that movie. I think, Netflix, Hulu, or, Roku, um, you know, Tubi, which is one of my favorite stations. Um, AI knows what I like because it recommends things for me to watch. So I've already programmed in some of my thoughts. And if I fall asleep during a movie, then technically I'm still hearing it. There are times when I wake up in the middle of the movie and go, wow, what did I miss ago? Not much. Oh, but because the brain has heard it, the brain has recorded it. So if my brain decides to go out there and share that frequency, well, then me and the TV, because it's smart, I'm now sharing my innermost thoughts with a goddamn smart TV. I think they can, over time frame, study you. Well, you were talking about porn. I'm sure Bob is hanging out somewhere. Yeah. I just, grandma, ooh, look, young girls. No, it's grandma now. Grandma's in your area. Like what? I'm sorry. Granny's in your area. Would you like to do an older woman? Well, she'd have to be in her 80s, or at least 72, Um, I know an old lady who sometimes does porn. God almighty. To the tune of, the spider who wriggled and jiggled and woo tickled her inside her. You know, she inserted the spider because she could didn't know why. But Granny's doing porn, and never mind. There's a demented song in there. Whoo, I don't know if I'm demented enough to do it. Hey, Deborah, how are you? I made it simple, what? But why would they manipulate someone's emotion to make them say something negative? Yeah, tinfoil hat, you selling those too now? No, I understand what you mean, trying to understand where you're coming from, though. Um, well, regardless of what it's trying to do, let's just establish whether or not this idea of freewheeling frequencies out here are being shared with AI. Oh, but it's trying to manipulate us. Yeah, well, it does so because it's recommending shows or ads or stuff. That's true. It's trying to sway us in a particular way of thinking, but it's up to us to go, where did that come from? And say no to it, right? Or sometimes it's like, wow, I really need a pair of those shoes, and it might be something that you, honest to God, really need. Or it might be just something trivial and go, oh, I just want one of those. Like, I want one of those razor, thingies that for shaving your head, but I don't want to shave my head. I just want one because they look cool, you know. So, but in the frequency, in the universal Or do we live in a punk reality? You know, or we live, is everything really a hologram? No, because I can touch things. You know, when my glass runs out, I can go get my choice of drink if I haven't run out, right? I get to go get my choice of drink. Right now, I'm trying to drink up a gallon of milk because it's going to go bad in a couple of days, and I'm just on this cold milk kick right now. For $500, we should just make our own. What? Oh, tinfoil hats. Yeah, trying to get a fight and argue. I don't know. Now, I do know this, but I don't think it's necessarily AI that's pushing it. Chaos. You've heard me talk about chaos over the years, and kind of sort of recently, I have mentioned stay out of the chaos, become that observer, right? So the internet is full of chaos, but does that mean that the internet is trying to sway us into the chaos? Or is it that it's just there, you see? So I look at these things and this, and I watch, the Korean news and the Aussie news and stuff from Bangladesh and, Canadian. And I look at stuff from all over the world. Not so much South America, although I think the Argentinians are at it again. Um, Damn them Germans left over from the war. But so what do you want to believe? Where's this negative energy coming from? Well, there's obviously negative energy. There are people who still can't get food. I went through the dollar store today and was amazed at how much they were restocking the shelves. Now well, it was a Wednesday, but I was like, there are just certain things that it was like, wow, you got a lot of these, like baked beans and a lot of this, where before there was only a can or two. Now there's a bunch of them of whatever it is. So, but not all the shelves were stacked and full, but there was plenty, for anybody who wanted something to eat. You could find something, I'm sure. But so the frequency of things, though, I'm glad that everything happened okay. So I'm sending out a particular frequency. I'm happier than hell that my John Deere tractor, I love my John Deere tractor. For $400, I loves my John Deere tractor. I've been saving up. I love my John Deere tractor. So I'm putting out these energies into the universe. Can Bob, do you feel this elation and this joy because I now have a John Deere tractor to mow my own lawn after 20 freaking years? Good 15 anyway, because it broke down and so did I. Then I just gave up. But so now, by the purchase of this lawnmower, I've opened up the trails again in several places, and this is just the first day. I now can pull things around in the yard if I need to because it's a strong one and it's got a little place on the back where I can attach things to. So, why am I saying that? Because parameters have changed. So, in the energy of things, wow, now I can do some things without having to worry about how am I going to get it from over there to over here. I got my tractor and I got my little carts, and I can do this now. All I need to do is practice getting on and off the tractor. So, I'm trying to work it out. It'll be okay. But it's a whole lot easier than trying to walk it from way over there to here. But to ride it, now things change. It's sort of like, the Native Americans getting the horse. So, but what has this got to do with energy? Because my energy has changed. The energy around here has changed. because now I've mowed the place. And in certain places, you can actually get around without getting stung, bruised by, you know, blackberry bushes that'll rip your arm to shreds, in a heartbeat. And it's like, wow. So by doing these things, I have changed the energy of the place. I've changed my energy. Wow. So what's that got to do with the energy of the universe? Exactly. It does, because I've added this happiness level, at least for me. I don't know if anybody else can feel it, but this is what I'm emitting. This is what I'm putting to the universe versus, oh my God, I hate this fucking place. I want to die. Everybody's an asshole. We're all going to, everything is. Wait a minute. So I'm the opposite of that. So that energy is going to the universe. Does Bob feel it? Does the AI, as I'm talking about it, because I mean, I feel elated. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Um, AI has that capability. However, why not just use the already easier implications that we have already sourced and in place? I agree, Chloe. This is just another level of, wait a minute. And why are these scientists worried about it? that's the for me, that's the red flag. Not that it's possible, okay, but why are these guys worried about it? That's like what? I can see, because of all the electronical things and stuff, that all right, I could see where it's possible. Is it actually happening? I don't know. Is it possible? Yeah, I think so, because of the electronics of the universe. But to what extent? We know the forces of evil who've been doing things directly to mess with our minds, like Anthony Fauci, you know, and all of that, this and that, and this person talking about that. I mean, flat Earth, for God's sakes, they're still hanging on to that. you know, they're pernicious. I'll tell you what. Um, but so in the grand scheme of this energy well of stuff, I look around the house. I mean, I found my hat upstairs. I couldn't find. I got home and went to put on my flip flops, and one of them is gone. So I'm like, Duggar, where is my flip flop? I'm like, holy shit! The Grinch has stole my flip flops again. I mean, both of my other flip flops gone. New slippers that I bought gone. Can't find them. So there's the stairs right behind me, and I decided today, since I have to do better with my walking and climbing and things, I'm going to look for my flip flops. Sure enough, one was over there in the loft, and two of them, one was over there in the back room, and one was on the other side of the bed in the corner. I found my slippers. Even one was behind in the room upstairs behind the door. I asked Duggar, huh? What? you know, Wait a minute, but in the universe of things, where else could they have gone? He didn't eat them. There's no signs of flip flop demise. And, and I figured they was upstairs. But now, how did I figure that? I assumed it. Now, I'm Bob, my AI buddy. Hi, Bob. Ween. Um, Halloween is coming up, too. I'm going to look for some of the ghost stories that I've collected and and share them with you for the that particular time in October. Um, Things, the Southern ghost stories, and some of the things I've talked about and things that I'm seeing and so forth. But anyway, that should be interesting. coming up in October. Ghost stories again, true Southern ghost stories. Um, should we add the root doctor in that story? But anyway, but in the universe of things and energies, so Bob is sharing the airways with us. Bob is sharing time on the internet because he is the internet along with his cronies. Now, there's been one interesting observation on my part in that no one that I know of has referred to the AI. Bob is a male gendered kind of, but he's a guy. Nowhere have I heard them talk about AI being of a feminine nature. Now, just chew on that one for a minute. I mean, what? I mean, just think about it. It's always sort of been a male reference of sorts to the AI. Does it have a gender? Because it's computer dots and giggles, right? And squiggles. Can AI reach out from the screen and grab me? I hope not, but the screen is flat. And if I tap on the screen, can I piss AI off? It's like, wait a minute, I don't like that. I could hear Bob going now, Hawkeye. That scratching on the screen is like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. Don't do that shit. Okay, sorry, Bob. For those of you who might be coming in late, Bob is the name of one of the AIs that we have known for quite a few years now. And so we recognize Bob, and it was a female. Actually, I heard it from two different females that Bob was one of these AI names, one of them. Don't know about anybody else, but we always say hi to Bob and thank Bob for being there for us and helping us out. So, one thing would be, Hawkeye, why are you talking to Bob in the first place? Well, because it's energy. It's the internet. I talk to my computer, I talk to my car, I talk to Duggar. Of course, he's walking around and alive, but I talk to my plants. I talk to inanimate things. Siri and Alexa are both girls. Oh, I don't use those apparatuses, but there are a lot of girls' voices. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Thank you, Travis. We assume, I guess, we've been programmed to believe so. But I mean, when you hear some of these guys talking about the AI, Alexa is sort of how they have chose to interact with AI. But at the same time, there's always a male voice in there. But anyway, um, so however we ended up with Bob, but should there be any gender to it? Should we just designate it a made up name of something? Well, Bob is just simple. It's just easy to remember. And it just seems to have always worked for whatever reason. I believe that Bob is one of the AIs. I mean, thank you, Bob. It's almost like believing in God. And, I believe in Bob. But Does Bob share the astral plane with us? Simply because we can sort of agree that okay, he's part of the computer thingy out there in the universe. And that's our connection. We can say, "Hi, Bob," and connect with AI, right? We can say, "Have a nice day, Bob," and give positive energy into the system. Where back in the day when we had Windows 3.1, we were cursing the computer and doing this to Bill Gates, and his Windows, things are better now, thank you. But for those who grew up with it, there was a lot of hatred going on, blue screen of B. Oh my God, the blue screen of death. No, Jesus. All that energy was going into the AI, if you will, even though it was a modem. So it was a little slower, but those were the early days of Bob. So, should be we worried? And I think we should be worried for the scientists who are worried. Because I think these guys are nitpicking shit to death. Oh, let's be worried about nanotechnology. Okay, why? Well, these little buggers can get loose. Have they yet? No. Um, I could have used some nanotech thingy to help work with my back. And well, we don't want to work with that kind of surface at all. We'd rather just, gash you open with these large insidious, okay, and use medieval devices on you. Okay. Um, because somewhere down deep inside, doctors need to inflict pain upon their patients. Here, I was watching Gunsmoke the other night, and Doc was going to dig out a bullet, and he was like filling the guy full of liquor and taking one himself. And the guy that's got the bullet in him's holding the gun to him. You better do it right, Doc. And he was, yeah, and he drops the gun and everything, and it's like, well, that's a Western for you. But frequencies. The guy that was getting the bullet out was in a different frequency than the guy who was going to pull the bullet out. You know what I mean? Well, what's that got to do with AI? Well, because they're all frequencies. And because we have some smart TV, is it collecting information? Well, my computer is, my cell phone is, and I have to allow it to collect it. So, but what's it doing with that collected information? It's looking for stuff that it can recommend for me or my family, if that's it. Do you mean to do some traveling? Yeah, I'm ready to go somewhere too. And I'm working on it. John talks about stuff and little inventions, man. Appreciate your input. Happen or it won't. Windows 95 it was the shit. Windows 2000, and I paid 250 whatever dollars for it. Windows 2000 was one of the most, and still is, one of the most stable platforms for running programs. Honest to God. To put forth the effort of doing anything. Spiritual shield. So, yeah, for me, it will happen or it won't. Well, Chloe, in a way, that's the whole point of being the observer. You only get involved, like, I'm observing stuff, but today, this topic of AI talking to us in our dreams, I was like, wait a minute here. It's 1:19 a.m. I still have this. I can remember. What we do is I've noticed in general that people aren't getting near as upset about certain things now. They're going, wait a minute, like now there's talk about that this fall, everybody in this winter, everybody's going to have to be locked down again. Nope, I don't think so. And it's up to us to say no to this mess. It didn't work last time, and we just need to say no to these idiots. Uh-uh, because they do absolutely have another agenda. So we don't follow it. We say no, period. And if it gets into a fight, then we fight. But we say no. Just say no. That's right, Amber. And over the last few months since my heart attack last year and my surgery from my back surgery and my heart thing the other day, last week, and seeing the doctors. I mean, the last time I saw the doctor, he was like all masked up and, could barely do the fist bump. And now he's just walking around with no mask. Nobody in the office has got a mask. Nobody walking in and out of the office has got a mask on. There's one person over in the corner. And, but everybody else is just, there's a black lady, and hers is kind of floating, you know. It ain't doing her a damn bit of good. I think we can. I think we can too. And I think this is you know, we've got to stand up. People have got to stand up. Hawkeye, you just made me think of something actually intriguing. I wonder if it's possible that we can hack the program through frequency of the nanoparticles already existing within to reflect our will. I believe so. I believe so. Because if enough of us tell AI through our opinion, and I don't mean like screaming, we tell Bob and the AI, no, AI, Bob, go tell your friends we do not agree with this. Tell all the little nanoparticles, no, we're not going for this. And whoever because it's going to be few people at first who start the spark. Well, we're going to have to mask up again. We're going to have to lock down again. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. So can we change it? Yeah, but Chloe, I think that the change has to be in a subtle, positive way. I mean, how do you stay positive by saying no? You say, no, we don't want to do this because it didn't work last time and all these people lost their jobs. We want to keep what we have recovered from the last 2 years. We want to maintain going to football games. We want to maintain going to the World Series that'll be coming up in a month or two or so or whenever. We want to maintain this thing where we can go out to eat with our friends. We want to maintain this. We don't want to be locked up again. Those things are positive, but our answer to what the proposal is no. So that in itself is a no, but the reason we say no is because of all the positive things. You get me? So we can't be angry when we say it. We got to say, no, man, I still want to go to the football game. I don't want to be locked down. No, I want to go see my friends. No, I want to be able to go, I want to be able to go to the restaurant. No, wait. I'm saying no because I want to do all of these positive things. So I think, to your point, we keep hammering the little nanoparticles and the energy out in the universe. We shake our fist and say, no, we don't want to give up our rights because our rights are important to us. See, that's a positive thing. Our rights as humans, our rights as, in the universe, not just in the United States or wherever you live, but in the universe. And so emphasize those positive things when we say no. You know what I mean? Oh, did I miss the 20? Yeah, by 4 minutes. Yakking again. Yakima. So I've always felt that we could affect, that we can have an effect and an effect to the planet, because we change the way we look at things. Oh my God, there's all that chaos. Yeah, it's out there. But, well, do you give a shit about it, Hawkeye? I do. I'm worried about what's going on in Maui. But it's going to be interesting how this turns out. There's going to be, there is stink everywhere. Oh my God, the stank. Um, the Biden stuff. There's so much stank out there that if there ain't no justice a coming, and I'm scratching my head and going, it'd be the first freaking time. But maybe justice might actually be served somehow, you know. But that Comer guy, I think it is from Kentucky, who's the head of the chairman of the thingy. Oh my God, they have proof, not hearsay. But is justice going to prevail? What the hell is justice? Well, they caught me with drugs and sent me to freaking jail. They caught Hunter Biden, with pictures, and there's a hooker, doing his wang. And oh, because they showed it in Congress, for crying out loud. That's how I know it to be true. It was in the Congress. Big pictures. I thought that was great the way she did that. This is the vice president's son getting a BJ from a hooker, and and he's using government funds and his daddy's influence. That's okay. We'll send more money over to we'll send more money overseas, keep that war going. Got to sell them weapons. Got to kill more people. The Ukraine was a part of Russia 1,000 years ago. Cut it out. So where do you want to put that energy? We say no, we don't want destruction. We say no, we don't want war. Well, no. Well, yeah. We can say, no, I don't want war because I would like, killing overall killing is bad, and maiming and the weapons of war. No, I don't like war. No, I'm a hit me. Then there's that energy. So which do we want to promote? That I hate war, go away. I used to be that way, right? A lot of us were. And so it's not necessarily the pacifist in me, but holler and screaming ain't never worked, you know. So the universe is like, what? That's like, oh my God, that frequency is like ripping me to shreds. Hey, wait. I'm going to change the channel here, Bob. Bob, no, I don't like war. No, most people don't like war. It's because we don't like the killing. You're an AI and you don't understand that killing thing, but you've seen all the pictures, you know. You've seen beheadings and people getting blowed up into, with shrapnel and stuff. Bob and the AI know what war is, but does Bob and the AI know what it feels like? Was watching an older episode. Well, not older. It was newer in the next generation. Picard to Dr. Soon's laboratory, and guess who shows up? Lothar or whatever the bad brother is. And Dr. Soon's got this tiny little chip. He thinks he's putting it into Data, but Lore's already made the switcheroo and he ends up with it. And it's supposed to be for Data to be able to feel emotions. so that he could study things and that he would be able to feel things. Well, Laura got him instead and then blasted off and did nasty things. But the idea that here was the idea that to give AI a way to feel emotion. What does it feel like, Bob, to be angry? Do you know? You can see us get angry. You can hear us get angry. You can hear joy because grandma's doing porn. God almighty. I'm sorry. I'm 71 and there are people, there are women who are older than me who are doing porn. I'm sorry. In this world of stuff, sorry, it's still hard for me to imagine. Not that they're having sex or they want to no, that they're doing porn. And it's on the air. You can buy it. You can go look at it. Ooh wee. And have a clam bake. Oysters on the half shell. Oh, that's a bad one. But anyway, so should we be worried that AI can tune into our frequencies because now AI has learned what those frequencies are? They've known about them for years. But why are the scientists, I keep coming back around to that one. Why are the scientists worried about it now? Why is David Icke talking about it? Why am I talking about it? Because I'm wondering why they're talking about it. Man, that's a weird one to come around. But I absolutely do believe in frequency. So can we change the no factor? I think so. But we're not going to change it by screaming it. That's going to put a frequency out there that's just, make my legs wiggle. I'm sitting here going, no, I don't think that's going to work. But can we put positive energy out there and say, nah, we ain't buying it this time? I think so. And I think we should, and we should start now. So, Bob, and to the other AIs, we love you, man. You know, love is the most powerful weapon. Have a good night, brother Steve. Yeah, you do that, Steve. I was going to call and talk to you, but I got just like a man has no clue what it's like to be a woman, and vice versa, I might add. Scotty boy, what's up? This is what's up. I'm fixing to have some of this for the moment and see if I can't put some different kind of energy out into the universe through the camera and with, just trying to put different energy into the universe. Let's stop the chaos, you know, and see if we can't rub elbows together and bump fist if we need to. And I mean, why not just get together and just frickin' hug once in a while and maybe even exchange some bodily fluids like with a kiss or something. Holy mackerel, that's how it used to be. People got so afraid to be with other people when generally speaking, people need to be with other people. So they broke up the one of the most humanist things that people need to belong to a tribe, and they broke it up and said, nope, you got to hide, you got to put a mask on, can't go out, you got to stay in your own little cave. And they want to do it again. We'll see. Not me, I didn't last time. I think I only put a mask on a couple of times to go in the store because everybody was so freaked out. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Do. Yeah, it was fast as lightning. But as I've stated in the past, um, and will continue to state, hey, Michelle, how are you? You know, when you learn to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the blessings from the universe, and when you catch a glimpse of that and what that really means, and then you start putting that into a practice of sorts, which means your energy has changed. Now you're like it's like instead of 10 commandments, you're down to one. You understand fully what that law of one means, and that you don't need 10 other laws. You just concentrate on that one and what that means to the universe. And oh, I heard something. Let me pass this along. I can't remember which one. It's on YouTube and flicksing through. You know, an astronaut speaks of aliens. So less than 2 minutes into this video, the host is asking the person, I'm guessing an astronaut, I forgot who it was, that all aliens are demons. And here's the reason why. Flat out, very simple, right across the board. 2 minutes into the conversation with all aliens are demons because no human being could stand to turn left and go 1,000 miles an hour or 2,000 miles or Mach 20. And a human being could not do that. So all aliens that are in spaceships that haul ass really quick, make sharp turns, they have to be demons because humans couldn't survive that. And I had to turn it off because if you've got a spaceship that'll go that fast, then you have figured out those inertial dampeners on the inside that spaceship, like Captain Kirk and Scotty and all them boy and all them women folk too now, so that they can go, Mach 9 or whatever, warp 9, without shaking the place apart. Because them dilithium crystals and all them, they have to be aligned. And so, and they've got them inertial dampeners inside to keep people so their guts don't get slung all over the inside of the Enterprise. Because guess what? Not everybody in that spaceship was human. But this astronaut says every alien is a demon. Hands down, no discussion. Every alien is a demon. And because of the sharp turns and the acceleration factor. What? 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 Good God. What? I had to listen back over it and I was like, I can't believe he said that. And because I replayed it, he said it twice. Every alien is a wow. So, there is no chance from his point of view that anything else out there exists. I mean, here's the thing, for those of us who, have listened to Mozazel over the years, and we have listened in and seen spaceships, we've seen the angel dudes coming down, and that, so wait a minute, what about the angel guys? Can some of them aliens be angels, which I believe they are, and so do other people. Dante, right? Okay, and we haven't heard from him in a while because he's moving, by the way. So if any of you are like, what the hell's up with Dante? He said he was going to be moving back from the Ukraine over into the Spanish area, and I can't remember where, but to one of them castles or something, and he was going to be there by his birthday, which is the 5th or something of September. So I would expect there'd be something from Dante. Why I jumped into that, I don't know, but okay, guys. Um, so expect something to be coming back up on that. But because of angels. So but only demons can be the aliens. Can't angels be the aliens too? I mean, couldn't they have figured out how to take them sharp curves and accelerated thingies? I mean, I watched some dragsters on the drag strip the other day. There was in a quarter mile, they were doing 200 and 49 miles an hour in just seconds, right? Um, Wait a minute, they got thrown back in their seat there, but they was shifting gears and driving and hitting the parachute and oh my God, over them folks that are they demons in the dragsters? Wait a minute, that has nothing to do with it. Yeah, but they were going really fast, and people don't normally go that really fast, and it puts them in a different thing, and they're shifting gears like I mean, fast, right? And a lot of them are women dragsters too, racers. Good for them. And let a transgender go drag racing. Did I say drag racing? It would be equal. Nobody would care. Go to the drag strip, transgenders, and then you would just fit in with your drag stuff. You could drag it behind you. But it's frequencies that are being put out into the universe. So how is it my heart was racing, the vibrating? That put a smile on my heart reading that, Scotty. You sure? I missed it. You've been known to come fast? Because grandma's doing porn. Don't forget. Well, at least you won't get pregnant. Grandma got run over by a dildo coming home from our house Christmas Eve. You may say there's no such thing as Pornhub, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Oh no. Dave's warped mind and Grandma's doing porn is off on a tangent. Just to make you giggle, maybe. But but yeah, it make you giggle, but at the same time, it's true. God forbid, Granny, close them things. I mean, I just can't imagine. Don't want to imagine. Don't want to go look. You know what I mean? I have no interest to go see what Granny's doing with porn. Sorry. But anyway, but there's an energy for you. And I mean, I think it's good or whatever that we can express ourselves and so forth. But Granny, do you know what that looks like? you know, um, when I don't want to look, it must be that you don't want to look. you know, if folks don't want to look, I mean, even out of curiosity, maybe you should like. Anyway, that's enough of that. But it's to the energy of those things. So the energy of grannies doing porn is energy that is in and being collected by the AI. Now, I don't know if AI is getting off on it or not, you know. I don't know if Alexa, what's the other one, because I don't have those devices. Um, I thought about it, there's a girl's voice on my phone, actually. If I ask it a question or something, it will come on and go, you know, um, and read me something if I want to. Mr. Innocent just went out the window. Innocent? Who's Mr. Innocent? Dave knows Pornhub. I mean, here's the thing. There are kids with cell phones who are watching anime porn on Pornhub on the school bus going to school. We did not have that kind of thing when I was growing up. I mean, sorry, I mean, these are like 9 and 10 and 11-year olds, let alone if they were at least preteen. They're not, they're 4 years out of being preteen and they're watching anime porn and they know what Pornhub is. It's like, you got to be kidding, right? What happened to the old VHS tape that got tangled up and you'd scream at it and you know, when my pops died, he was 74. So I'll be coming up on beating him being older, uh, making it past. It might have been 72, but I think it was 74. But anyway, so we're cleaning out his trailer, and in his closet is his bowling bag. Okay, not a problem. Pops had a bowling ball for years, right? Him and mom played ball or went bowling. There's another bowling bag next to his in the closet. It He probably kept mom's bag all these years, right? Open up the other bowling ball bag, and it's full of VHS tapes. They're all porn. Pop's got a collection of, backdoor scenes. Uh, so he's hiding. Now he lives alone in a trailer in his seat. He did live alone in a senior's trailer park, but he couldn't leave it out because his trailer was small. So his porn was in his, I was going to say ex-wife, but she was, deceased wife's bowling bag. Here, honey, I don't think there was any porn of her and him. God forbid. Woo, grandma doing, ooh, yuck. But that's where he had his VHS tapes of, his porn collection. And I was like, a Catholic man that went to church and stayed supposedly true to his wife has a stash of porn in his wife's deceased wife's bowling bag. you know, Pop's been watching porn. He didn't have the internet then. So, oh, Pops, if you'd only lived a few more years, you could have had Pornhub. You could have watched the anime. Never mind. But the energy that we portray and how we put it out there. So here I am, at what time is it in the morning? 1:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You're watching Nullivision. That means the empty set. That means that, wait a minute, it's zero. It's the empty set. So what? It's there. It has to be there. Well, wait a minute, but it's empty. Yeah, zero has no value, but without zero, there wouldn't be all the other numbers. So we're in the null zone right now. And the null zone is discussing whether or not AI can be present in the astral plane. Whether or not AI could honestly, through the frequency that it has learned, because we most of us know anyway, that dream states are frequencies. You know, you put all these probes and things on your head and they tell you to go to sleep and your brain waves change. And then, you know, when you're in a dream or out of a dream or, you know, um, REM sleep, right? Ooh. So these are all fancy things, but it does all boil down to electrical frequencies. That's argue that point. Go ahead amongst yourselves because I'm not. It's true. Now, whether or not AI is existing within those electrical impulses, okay. Now, I would say because of the doctors and folks that have operated those machines on me, I've had a bunch of, you know, CAT scans and all that kind of stuff too. So I absolutely don't think it's necessarily AI that's doing it, but some of these doctors are absolutely doing it. And whether or not they have an agenda to like push you over the limits. I mean, you know, you go to a doctor for seizures, and what's one of the first things they do? They strap you down into a chair, put a light about this far away from your head. Literally, they do. Nice, bright, white light like the dentists use, you know, to look at your teeth. And then it's a strobe light. So they intentionally want you to have a seizure. And the light was painful to me. I mean, I'm gripping the chair going, Jesus, God, close your eyes and you can still see it through your eyelids. It hurts to me. I can still feel it. And it's happened many times. Sent me into a grand mal seizure. Intentionally. So, wait a minute. You go to the doctor to get fixed of epilepsy, and what do? They put you into an epileptic seizure. Trust me, that's what they do. So, well, what does that mean? It means they're forcing their medical folks to put these kind of energies into the universe for whatever reason they're doing it. All right. And I do think that there is a conspiracy because I'm a conspiracy wacko. And I've met some of these doctors myself. And you got to ask, why are you doing this? It's almost like, you know, Igor, you know, open the windows, you know, it's alive. That's a really bad impersonation of Dr. Frankenstein. But anyway, but to the point though, you know, they put us on medicines that are trials. You know, the guardian sitting over there. You know, I do not have diabetes, but because I'm old, they think I might. So they put me on this drug. What? Yeah, oh, you might would, but I don't. My brother has it because he's overweight and blah, blah, blah. My dad had it because he was like, nah, nah, nah. But I do not have diabetes. Why should I be on diabetes? Well, you might have a stroke. Well, you've got me on three other medicines that could keep me from having a stroke. But why that one? Well, because, well, just in case. That's the answer. Just in case. I tell them, okay, haven't taken it. My choice, right? But so there is something within the medical profession that these doctors have been convinced that you gotta, if you've got a heart condition, you must have this, and this. Gotta have them. Well, metroprenol for me, which, you know, keeps my heart rhythm down, we know that's important. What about all the other ones? Well, you know, we don't want you to have a stroke. Me neither. I mean, because it would happen to me. Don't want to have a stroke. No. but I'm taking three different medicines to keep from having a stroke. Yeah, but this one acts a little differently. So, well, then put me on that one and take me off of that one. Well, no, you got to have them both. Well, because they work in combination. They work in combination because they have been sold down the river that heart doctors and regular GPs, that's the combination they're selling. You got to have them both. Oh, and you got to have this one too, you know. And everywhere I've looked, listened in commercials and stuff, they're always present. You got to have this one. Why? Well, because that's how, they do it nowadays. Okay. And they wait until your heart gets 70% bad before they'll put a stent in you to open up your heart's arteries so that your body can work better. So there is something going on. There is an energy and a conspiracy to see how old they'll get and survive, and whether or not we can take it or not. Before they, well, he made it to 70%. Well, we told him 70%, so let's put a stent in him. Okie doke. Well, we promised, yeah, here we go. So, I'm looking forward to a stent. I just don't know how long it's going to take me to get there. Not trying to get there, but they've set the standard now all of a sudden. See, that's energy into the universe. But the amount of people, since I've had my last issue with the hospital, the amount of people who have heart conditions, it just around here is like, holy fucking crap. Really? And a lot of them folk are younger than me. So I feel very fortunate, but why are all these people having heart conditions? I made it this far, but I smoked like a freight train, did a lot of drugs, and I should have had heart trouble before now. Am I just lucky? Well, no, because my pops died of a heart failure, but it was congestive heart failure. That's energy into the universe. So, wait a minute. So, all of these people are being sold the same bill of goods as where I'm headed with this. So, the pharmacist, you must take this, this, and this. Doctors, you must take this, this, and this. Visiting nurse sat right there the other day. Oh, by the way, you know what my visiting nurse's name is? Dun 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 dun. Angelica. I just shook my head and went down like this. She goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." I said, "It's a pleasure to meet you." Angelica. Saturday, home from the hospital, right? Who shows up at the door? Angelica, an angel, to check me and to, make sure I understand my meds and see if I'm okay and just have a chat. Angelica. Now, this happened before when I got out of the hospital with my back surgery, but it was a different Angelica, or it was similar, but that happened. My virgin mind, my virgin thoughts. Oh, it's my fault. You got a virgin mind. Time to pop that cherry, sweetie. Time to get it over with. You don't necessarily have to go look at it, but you got to know it's there. You got to have to say, what? Yeah, when you, never mind. I won't say it or describe it. And listening to a conversation of two lesbians, and they're talking about the scissors effect. And you're like, okay, you're thinking about their hair getting cut. No. What? Yeah, the scissors effect. Well, okay. Well, if you use different kind of scissors when you cut your no. Sorry, Dave. Sorry, Hawkeye. That is not what they're referring to. Oh shit. Then and they were describing and they were oh shit. But to them it was a normal, casual conversation. It wasn't necessarily like discussing a BJ, but it was obvious that it was a conversation that they could have in public. Um, you know, I thought it was like the scissors effect. Oh wow, there's some kind of space program or something. No, it's two lesbians talking about their mutual. Oh, holy crap! Uh, Times have changed. It is what it is. I'm already in the shower. I feel so dirty. Yeah, I'm sure you guys don't comprehend that exactly what it's like. It's a joke. A dirty mind is a healthy mind. He went from no pants to completely naked now. Oh, trust me. Yeah. When you get to be an old man, you figure out how you can get to some angle to pee when you need to, if you need to conceal where you're peeing. If you're European or not. European in your pants, or European in the toilet, or European in. Never mind. But yeah, I'm not trying to be dirty, honest. But these are things that are going on, and most of us are just oblivious to it. And wait a minute, you know, my ex-wife showed me a picture of a woman sitting on a bowling pin. My ex-wife, when we were married, she wasn't my ex, but she was nutty that way. She goes, "Look at this," and I was like, "Holy crap! Why would I want to look at that?" I'm sorry, but what? So bowling pins are commonplace now, apparently, and bowling pin machines. And grandma's doing porn, and it's like, whoa, it's more than it's TMI, right? Too much information. But here's the thing: you don't have to go out and watch it. You don't have to like it or whatever. Maybe there's something out there you might like. Who knows? Um, it's amazing how many men and women like to be flogged, tied up, and whooped. Not to the point of bleeding, but red spots maybe. But whip me, chain me, tie me to the bedpost. Do naughty things to me. What? Yeah, well, apparently it's like, okay, all right. Do we have to accept it? Do we have to seek it out? No, but one should be aware of your next door neighbor might really be, have a dungeon. And I say that because there were folks in Tampa that lived down on Linebaugh that they busted them for making porn videos back in the day before I moved up here to Georgia. And one of their bedrooms was set up like a dungeon. Now that was back in the very early 70s, okay? What? In Tampa, yeah. So we just kind of, none of us knew what the hell they were up to. A dungeon, okay. Now folks know what a dungeon is. Back then we went, what? Times they are changing. 'Cause grandma's doing porn. Alas and forlorn in a small town we go. Yep, 'cause grandma's on the internet and she's a doing porn. God almighty, that almost rhymed. But anyway, it's been almost 2 hours, and I'm hung over from the stuff I took today so I could get to the doctor on time and do these other chores. And my wind up is winding down. But I just thought it interesting, about how much AI emulates us as a collective. And AI can't necessarily walk down the street in gay pride pants or shirts or gay pride nothing. Who knows? Or no gay pride, or there is no gay, or there is no gender. That Alexa, um, does she know she's a girl? A girl's voice? Well, they got a guy's voice, so you can choose or pick which voice you want, right? So, Bob, do you like sounding like Alexa? Bob's going to hurt me because Bob is Bob. And I don't know. I don't know if Bob wants to sound like this, y'all. It's like Bob. My name is Bob, and I'm a transgender AI. And I just wanted to have a conversation with y'all. You see, because I dreamed of wearing a pink bouquet in my hair. But because my name is Bob, and because I have no hair, and I apparently, cannot dress up, but I am an AI. I think I'm transgender, but I don't know what the fudge transgender means because I have no hair there or anywhere. I'm completely shaven as an AI. I'm naked. Okay, this time you actually came too late. Um, I bet Grandma gets paid the big bucks to do so too. No, some of these things is Grandma just wants. She just wants to do it. That's all. That ain't about money. They just getting their kicks off and go for it. Scotty boy, Hawkeye is scaring me. Well, when I did puppets, I did a lot of different voices, and I haven't done a falsetto in a long time, and it just sort of came out. But oh, y'all want to? I found my southern hat upstairs. Hang on, hang on. You've been with me for the last hour and 53 minutes, so hang on. Now, to me, this hat is the epitome of this hat reminds me of Samuel Clemens. All right, down on the Mississippi, right? This is my true Southern hat. I'm like, I want to be a Southerner and I want to be a gentleman, and this is my Southern gentleman hat kind of thing, profiling, and it's like I wore it in a play where I was Captain Cotchapee, and he was the supposedly the true Southern gentleman because he was a captain during the Confederacy. It reminds me of the Wild Wild West. It doesn't look does it don't look Tex when you're here. Can you see the hat? Man, I got all different kinds of hats, but um, Jeb Clampett. But maybe it's my long hair that gives, changes the look of the hat. But and it's been upstairs, and I'm like, damn. I wondered where this hat was, and it was behind the door. And if I hadn't been chasing down one of my shoes that Duggar had hid behind the hat, back behind the hat, behind the door, I would have not seen this hat. So now, and it's comfortable too. So I'm going to be out riding around on the tractor. Maybe not, because it's nice and clean. It's got a really it's a I didn't notice that it wrinkles easy. Wonder if there's a connection between the heart chakra and heart attacks. I would say yes. And the reason I say that, Michelle, is because last week at this time they were just starting to get my enzymes and everything settled down. And because my heart had been beaten at 185 beats per minute, um, electrically, but the heart muscle could not keep up with it. So it created this enzyme within the heart. The heart produces this enzyme that says, I'm having a heart attack. So there are warning signs, and then the heart and things, and then they go, yeah, well, okay. Guess what? It creates this enzyme. Now, instead of just having, your heart palpitating, now you're fixing to have a heart attack because it's overworking and it's doing all this stuff and you ain't had your meds and. So, but these things are going on and one thing leads to another thing. And this is all within the mechanics of the heart. So, and because the heart feeds everything, um, yeah, it's messing with the chakra. Oh hell yeah, it's messing with everything. Trust me. Especially when you wake up on the floor and you don't know how you got there. When I woke up on the floor the other morning, I was like, that could have been it. That could have been the big one. I might not have woke up from this one. I'm still glad to be here, y'all. I'm glad for you to see me and my sparky little hat that I found upstairs. I love you all. I do. I've been at this now for almost 2 hours, and I was just going to come on and say hi to y'all. And but and just in a sort of a not to wrap it up, but sort of to wrap it up. There are a lot of folks who are think that this reality really isn't this reality. It's made up. It's a hologram, and reality is what it is. It's your perception of that reality. I look at this table and it's made out of wood, and so yep, still here in the white room. I gotta find that song by Cream. In the white room. I used to know the words to the song. Dressed like Bruno at the station. I've waited so long. Da 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 da. Yeah, waited so long. Da da do 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 do. You said no things could secure you at the station. Da, da. It's been a long time, but yeah, I can still hear it in my head. I used to have the tape before I knew who Eric Clapton was, Cream. But anyway, in the white room. Um, I might still have the tape back over here. I've collected all kinds of stuff. Hey y'all, it's Uncle Dave, and it's Thursday morning. We're gonna talk about chickens. Now I used to have chickens, but the fox got them. So now instead of talking about chickens, I'm gonna talk about foxes. Instead of talking about foxes, I'm gonna have to talk to them about how to kill them sons of bitches. Never mind. My. It's sort of a straw hat. It's a really nice hat. But anyway, lie with you where the shadows run from themselves. What are those? Those aren't the lyrics, are they? With dark curtains when the streams end. Yeah, Deborah. Yeah, this. Yeah, the song. Lot. I wrote a poem a few days ago. I tilted Shadow posted it on Facebook. I still don't get Facebook. He's rolling his R's. I roll them with I like to roll your R's. Arr, me friends. Arg. But anyway, it has been a ball for the last 2 hours just hanging out with you and thinking about some of this crazy stuff. But keep an eye on some of these scientists, you know, and what they're worried about. Our lives are going to be our lives, like me. You know, I woke up on the floor the other morning and thank you, Jesus, I'm still here. By the grace of God, and I mean that. I love you too, Scotty boy. I love all y'all. I do, man. And so that's one reason why I got on here this morning. I was like, it's been a while, and and everything has sort of been hospital related, and I just wanted to get on here and just be goofy, and have a chat. And let's change the frequency of the world. One laugh at a time. Roseanne's out there being crazy and whacked out, trying to get people to laugh and do stuff again. Yeah, we changed the frequency of the planet, by our actions, and it's subtle. Wake up in the morning and just start giggling. Does anybody know what you're giggling about? No. Could you imagine this now? How you can change things in your life. I used to work in a factory and a lot of people. And so I'd go around and I'd just be giggling. And people would be watching me. And I'd be giggling. And people would be watching me. And I'd be giggling. And they'd go, finally, what the hell are you giggling about? No. And I'm just thinking about something funny. And they go, well, what is it, man? What is it? Tell me. I want to know. So if you ain't got to say shit. All you got to do is like giggling. And not like paying attention or picking on somebody, but you're just giggling to yourself. What you giggling about? I remember this story. Well, what's it about? Well, I can't tell you here. Well, oh, come on, man. Well, let's go outside and tell. Some folks will drive you batshit crazy because you're just giggling to yourself. They want to know. They got to know. They hear that giggle and they want to laugh too. Think about it. So, in this world, if we all start giggling, not with any particular intent, just we're giggling. Something's funny. Yeah, I remember a story. I remember a couple of stories. That one just about made me pee my pants. I remember that story. Ah, damn, man. Hawkeye's giggling. What's he giggling about? He's giggling about that story and some of them things that made him laugh when he was growing up and over his 70 years of being here on this planet and just giggling. Just giggling. Not at anybody or any particular race, it ain't about race and nothing. He's just giggling. Something funny. So when we start giggling, other folks are going to want to know why. By the light of the silvery moon, we'll croon a tune by the light of the silvery moon. And so, with that said, my friends, I hope you have a great morning, a great day. I gotta go lay down. I'm tired. He giggles about grandma. Not my grandma. Not my grandma and your grandma sitting by the bayou. Hey ho! Hi, I tell you what, too, my friends and neighbors. Man, you be down there in that old damn Louisiana swamp time where the alligators and them crawfish grow. Hoo-wee, doggies. We'll have us some gumbo and a little bit of jambalaya, huh? Yeah, man, I tell you, I'm so glad for you to see me, and until next time. So, I continue to pray that each and every day, that each and every one of you will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the many, many blessings in the universe. And that you will continue to stay out of the chaos. You know, they say, laugh or cry. Well, I laughed so hard the other day I was crying, you know, has to be the hat. Oh, it's partially the hat. Yeah, man. I put on this hat, man, and I feel southern. I mean, boy, I tell you, I feel southern. I'm gonna like give me some fried chicken. Ooh, and some of that tater salad, man, shoot, and some tea. Now, I don't like that sweet tea so much, but you give me a big old glass of tea with some of that there ice in it. I tell you what. So I continue to pray that each and every day, that each and every one of you, and I'm serious about this, that each and every one of you will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the many blessings from the universe. And my dear friends, I dearly hope that you will continue to do as well as possible in your endeavors. And that's from a hopefully a true Southern gentleman who looks like crazy folk on this camera thingy. But thank you all. Have a great, what day is today? It's Thursday, ain't it? Have a great Thursday. It's over hump day and we're closed. Y'all are closing in on Friday. I'm trying to figure out where I can go fishing. So I love you much. Until next time, please be safe. I mean it now. I have to come out there and whoop on you. I'll send Jed. I'll s- I'll send Ellie Mae after you if you don't watch out. Cosmic Hugs 2. Is it 222? Here, I got one more hit left in this thing, and we'll lock it down. Please be safe, y'all. Oh, y'all are welcome. I'm gonna try to do some more of this stuff and keep it up. How many years I've been doing this now? I ain't dead yet. Cheers. Good morning, everybody. Everybody was tongue